Chair.
Karine, since you don't have any answer on the classified document, are you still a good fit for this job?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, my friend.
We don't seem to have any answer for you.
Go ahead. Go ahead, my friend.
Has any meeting been set between the president and the speaker?
After a special counsel was named, but before the FBI searched, President Biden went to his house in Wilmington. What was he doing in there?
I would refer you to the White House counsel office.
So it was something relating to this case?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Okay. Do you think that this story was leaked by someone trying to bruise the president politically ahead of a re-election announcement?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office, as they've been the ones who've been closely involved.
Okay. More basically, we know the president did it. Why did he do it?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
In the president's own words, he admits to having information that wasn't his. Why did he smuggle it out?
I will let the statement of the president stand for itself. I'm just not going to go into down a rabbit hole with you on this.
Why did he not tell you about it for months?
Karine, yes, thanks.
Following up from yesterday, has the president invited the Justice Department to search his Rehoboth beach house?
Again, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Is regarding a comment from Senator Ted Cruz. He's calling for a search of President Biden's Senate records at the University of Delaware for potentially classified information. Those records reportedly include about 1,850 boxes of documents, as well as 415 gigabytes of electronic files. Does President Biden have any objection to such a search?
When it comes to the documents and this ongoing legal matter, I refer you to the White House counsel's office.
I'd just like to read. I'm so sorry.
You said you had two. You've asked
I'd just like
four.
to re-up the request of our colleagues in this room for someone to answer these questions from the podium.
Oh, absolutely.
Being the White House's position for the last several weeks that the president's legal team did the right thing, is it the initial observation of the White House that the Pence legal team did the right thing?
That's not for me to comment on from here. I would refer you to the Department of Justice.
One of the things that the Pence team seems to have done in the last week is make public disclosure of the circumstance. Advise NARA, but also advise Congress and now the public. Any reflections among the communications of press staff here as to how the Pence team handled it versus how you handled it?
Steve, I understand your question and I hear it. We've answered your question in many different variations. I'm just don't have anything else to share from here. If you have any more specifics or details about this, about the ongoing legal matter, I would refer you to the Department of Justice. Anything else, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Karine, the oversight chair, he had Mr. Comey, he wrote the head of the Secret Service asking for the visitor information from Wilmington. Now, I know you said there's no visitor logs, but do you have any objection, or does the White House have an objection to the Secret Service providing any documents or communication about who is going in and out?
Again, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office on anything that's related to the investigation, the oversight hearing that's happening.
And then just at the top, in response to the Pence question, you said you weren't going to comment on any ongoing criminal or other investigations. Is there any reason to believe any of these are criminal investigations?
I'm just saying I'm just not going to comment on any type of investigation, any further discussion about politics.
Specifically, do you know if he has been briefed on the Pence matter? And has he had any outreach with former President Obama, since some of the documents would have been from their joint administration?
You know, those two questions I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Thanks, Chris.
The country.
On documents, I realize you don't want to comment on existing issues, but there is clearly an ongoing issue across administrations with handling of classified materials. Perhaps this isn't the right time for this White House to lead a review of U.S. policy on classified materials, but is that something that the White House is considering? Is there someone who would be the right person to lead a review of the current challenges that are obviously tripping up people from all parties?
Understand the question, and I know it's going to come in many different ways, but I'm going to refer you to the White House counsel's office.